basketball game, and NJIT never led, but again, we've still got the second half of basketball to go. A couple of quick scores for you, John Newbold, just let me know. At Monday Night Football, 7-7 Giants and Bengals now. Number 23, Texas leads Louisiana Monroe at the half, 37-28. Number 20, Iowa State is leading Mount St. Mary's 39-22. They're going to the wire in that Purdue-Villanova game at Purdue tonight. And Wyoming's at Montana tonight, kind of interesting. Jacksonville's at Air Force, Houston Baptist at New Mexico, Loyola's at Nevada, Prairie View A&M's at Fresno State, and San Diego State's at Gonzaga at 10 o'clock tonight on ESPN2, I think.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting game. Gonzaga is another team that's going to be represented a little bit in the West.
Oh, yeah.
Oregon, Gonzaga, San Diego State.
All right. The Highlanders get the ball to start the second half. Aggies go to man-to-man, and immediately they go to that high post pass to Lewis. They flare it over to the right. Okawoba goes down in deep and trying to steal his Rector, and he fouled doing it, and that's his third foul.
It's such a ticky-tack.
Trying to reach around.
And he's just kind of bouncing around saying, what's that call?
And Rector again trying to help out off sloughing off a guard to a big to help out to steal the ball. Coleman gets the inbounds toss out on the right wing. Top of the key. Okawoba goes free throw line to Coleman, who drives on Quinn Taylor and puts it up on Quinn, and Quinn just runs underneath him and gets called for the foul.
He didn't need to do that. He had great position, and then he walked into him. Trying to body up.
Now Tim Coleman 0 for 1 in the free throwing department in the first half, goes to the line here. They were 7 of 10 at the free throw line. The Aggies were 9 of 11 in the first half. 20 seconds in, second half, no points yet. And here's Coleman at the foul line just to shoot 2. Left-hander got that one. Aggie basketball brought to you by Reed's Pharmacy. They're in Hiram, a compounding pharmacy providing solutions to individuals that the change just don't do. 245-6422. Reed's Pharmacy. We make getting better easy. Now Coleman with one more free throw. High archer, good again. Now it looks like he's going to, they're going to take out Okawoba, and they will bring in Tark back into the game. So 2 free throws in by Coleman to start the second half, but it's 46-39. They're going to go right back to zone with their foul trouble. Moore in the baseline to Quinn Taylor. Jalen Moore, top of the key, Rector. Free throw line pass to Janicic. Left side to Kobe McEwen. McEwen penetrates and then kicks it back to Rector. Looked at the 3, didn't take it. Rector puts it on the floor, lost the dribble a minute, now picks it back up. Drives into the middle, down the middle, scoop it up, and blow the layup. Rebound comes off the glass to Abdul Lewis. Here is Coleman all the way down the floor. It runs over an Aggie for a charge.
Good job, McEwen. He drew it down good on that.
McEwen waited there for a while. Third foul on Coleman.
He needs to wipe that smile off his face, though.
The official doesn't like that.
No, I mean, that looks
that. That's the 7th turnover. Now Okawoba comes back into the game. And Coleman has to go out with the 3 fouls. So still 46-39 the score. Against the zone, the Aggies. Quinn Taylor over to Jalen. Look at the 3, doesn't take it. In the corner now. Penetration, Rector, cross-court pass, McEwen, drives down, slice to the basket, an easy layup. Kobe's second straight game with double figures.
That's the second time you've seen that very quick lateral move in a crowd.
48-39. Back on the wing, Okawoba. Goes back to a posted Lewis, who's got inside position on Norby and scores it. He got the inside so he could go right to the glass.
You know, I don't mind that at all. I'm just glad he didn't foul him. I mean, that would be the two mistakes.
48-41. 7-point lead for USU, and dribble drive by Jalen underneath, and he scoops it up wild, but he gets the foul on Lewis, running underneath him. So Abdul Lewis gets his 3rd personal foul for Brian Kennedy's team, and that'll put Jalen Moore at the foul line. Jalen was huge the other night at the foul line at Irvine, 9 out of 10. This is the first time he's been there tonight. He passed Bert Cook on the all-time scoring list the other night.
One of the great ones, yeah.
One of the guys who played in that era, I went to his funeral last week, Cordell Butch Brown. Went to his funeral, my wife's uncle, former Aggie player.
Good guy.
Free throw,
I didn't see that. When did that happen? Last week?
The funeral was a week ago tomorrow.
Where?
Down in Draper.
In Draper, very good.
Lived in the Salt Lake Valley now. He was a principal, assistant principal at the high school when I went to Valley High School in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I knew.
He'd been a coach down there.
Yeah.
49-41. It's an 8-point Aggie lead as Jalen made 1 out of 2. All right, in the front court, back in the game is Isaboa. He gets the pass between the circles, comes back over to the left-hand side. As the ball goes down in the corner, they bounce it free throw line to Tark, and he volleyballs it off to his teammate to save it. 10 to shoot. Out on the wing, Okawuba with the ball back in the corner. Now trying to penetrate, can't shoot it. Izzy Boa gives the ball up. Down in the corner, Okawuba shoots on the baseline. A runner, good at the end of the shot clock. So Rob Okawuba gets his third basket of the game. He has 6 points, 49-43. Back to 6 again. All right, Rector over the left. Now he'll shoot the three from the left wing. He misses it badly. Rebound comes down in the arms of Lewis. That's not a shot Tim Duryea is happy about. Okawuba front court, drives on Quinn Taylor, goes in on Quinn, blocked by Janicek to open the backside.
Are they going to call a foul down low?
No, the ball out of bounds to the Aggies, or to NJIT. The block by Janicek. Now Julian Perry into the game for Rector. 2.5 into the second half. They go in the corner to Lewis, out on the angle to Tark. Back in the corner, a three-pointer by Lynn is no good, and the rebound fought for and taken, and a great play on the baseline. And then did Quinn Taylor foul him? He did after the rebound over his back.
Yeah.
So Taylor gets called for his third foul. So he and Rector both have 3. Alex Dargenton's going to check into the game. And here comes again some playing time for Mohamed Mendari, trying to save Lewis from more fouls.
We're having a little trouble with some flow, some continuity right now.
It's 49-43. The last part of the first half wasn't quite as good as the first part for the Aggies. Come out to Okawuba way out on the left-hand wing. Goes cross court. And Isaboa gives up the ball, gets it back. Osa goes over on the wing to now Lynn. Now Okawuba top of the key with 19 to shoot. Back to Lynn. Free throw line area to Tark. He goes into Janicek and puts up a fast one, and it's good. He went right at the big guy. Tark, the freshman, 6'6" out of Maryland, and it makes it a 4-point game, as close as they've been since really the start of the game. Jalen Moore holding on underneath is Bendari, and he's got his 4th foul. So he hasn't been able to play much tonight. Foul difficulties.
It's really frustrating.
Mohamed Bendari has played so far in the game maybe 7 minutes for 4 fouls. So here comes Abdul Lewis back into the game with 3 fouls. At the 16:58 mark, it's a 4-point lead for Utah State. Quinn and Jalen Perry, the inbounds play looked like he got hammered by a limb, but the official on top of the plate said no.
He got racked. He got wrapped. You know.
So now the Aggies left inbound again, but fortunately knocked the ball out of bounds. Dargenton comes between the circles to McEwen. Now free throw line to Dargenton, goes back on the wing to Jalen. Jalen gives a screen from Dargenton, skips across court, goes into the short corner to Norby. Norby Janicek throws the ball away, but Julian Perry fought for it, picked it up, a 10-footer, won't drop. Rebound is Lewis. Lewis to Lynn. Amon Lynn to the front court, all the way to the basket, scoop it in, and it's a 2-point ball game. And Lynn's first basket, second half. And a timeout called by the Aggies. A full timeout here with 16:28 to play. It's 49-47 the score, Utah State by just 2. And this is the Aggie Basketball Network. Fans, if you're out there and you missed some of our game, you can still come up and remember that $40 family of 4 ticket to be available for hot dogs or for a pretzel and a drink and the game admission. And then the women are playing right after. They've got Montana State, who's a really good team. Former Aggie assistant Coach Binford was here with Reagan Peebley as their head coach up there. So that'll be the second game of the night tonight going on here. Just want to mention Pizza Pie Cafe brings you the game. And remember, 5:55 every Tuesday all day for the buffet, so that's tomorrow. And the November pizza of the month is the strawberry cheesecake pizza And every Thursday is the karaoke's, and you need to sign up to be on the song list early if you want to sing. I understand that's a wild night down there at karaoke. $6.97 is the price every Thursday from 8:30 until 11:30 at Pizza Pie Cafe, bringing you Aggie basketball. So Dargington, McEwen, Barnaba, Julian Perry, Jalen Moore for the Aggies. Zone defense for NJIT. They've come back from 14 down to get within 2. Jalen Moore, top of the key, tried to penetrate. They raked the ball away. They've got it. They've got a tie game coming up with Lynn down at the other end laying it in. And it's a tie ball game off the steal. So the second time the game's been tied at 12 and at 49.
Bad 4-minute stretch.
Yep, really bad. Here's Barnaba baseline, 10-footer. Got it. Boy, he's played well tonight. Barnaba gives the Aggies back a 2-point lead. So 51-49. Lynn shovels it off to Tark. Really active freshman Tark is. Cutting underneath is Tark to get the pass in the short corner. Down on the low block against Jalen. Takes him out to the corner. Comes now Okawuba between the circles. Give it up to Lynn. Over the other side now. Getting it is Isaboa. He goes back on the wing. Okawuba, a couple of dribble drives on Dargington. Drives cut off on the baseline by 2. Gets it back on the wing, and Lewis shoots for 3 and doesn't get it. Volleyball rebound, though, by Tark. He kept it alive, and here's a dribble drive. Lynn under the basket. High arc shot is good. It's tied again. So, Amon Lynn makes it a 51-51 ball game. And now Sam Merrill checks in for the Aggies. And now we have our media timeout at 15:23 to play. So a full timeout here. It's tied at 51. The Aggies had a 14-point lead at 5 minutes to play in the first half. We'll be back in just a moment. This is the Utah State Aggie Network. Aggies 2 out of 5 shooting this half is not bad, but the problem is, again, more turnovers added to it, and on the other side, a 6 for 9 start for and then Coleman and Lewis both have 3. Coleman not on the floor, but Lewis is for them. Merrill and Perry and McEwen in the backcourt, Dargington and Barnaba on the front court. So Jalen Moore out for the Aggies. All right, McEwen front court to Perry, and again they continue to play the zone until the Aggies figure it out, but Merrill drives all the way to the basket and scoops it in, the freshman. So Merrill was 7, a new career high in the second game.
Start for him.
53-51. Lynn hands off. Okawuba between the circles, gets it in the corner. Dribble drive by Tark, and he puts it up with the right hand. It won't drop. Dargington rebounds. He's a left-hander. He put up with the right hand. Maybe that's why he missed it. McEwen, front court Perry. Perry on the left side. McEwen over here on the right. Screen Barnaba. McEwen comes back with a dribble to the right. Penetrates the basket and scores it. No, he got fouled on the drive. Should have been a basket. I thought he was going to finish. He didn't.
Well, he got grabbed pretty hard. He couldn't follow up. His hand didn't keep going up. Isaboa
got the foul. Osa's out of Staten Island, New York, like we said. He's a really good shooter from last year's team. He gets his second personal foul of the game. And now Kobe McEwen, who struggled 0 for 3 at Irvine at the free throw line. So let's see if he can knock down his first Aggie free throws. Shoots, and nope, he's got a little bit of a mind game going on at free throwing. He's 0 for 4 to start the year. About the only thing negative you can say about this freshman.
So far, yeah.
One more for Kobe McEwen. It's the Ags lead is 2. Again, they led by 14 at the 5:14 mark of the first half, and in the next 10 minutes, they've had the game now back to, and he's missed all 5 of his free throws this year. Missed that one, Boink to the right.
That might be a key. They're going to start fouling him.
Yep. Isaboa gives it up on the wing. Tark out between the circles. Isaboa again with the ball. Wing left-hand side, gets the pass back out front. Okawuba now is back out there. Now Tark against the zone, inside Lewis. Lewis against Barnabas, backs all the way in and then hooks it with the right hand. It won't drop, and Sam Merrill gets the board. Sam brings it. Sam on the left-hand side all the way. Merrill top of the key. Merrill stops, goes back. Dargington looked at the shot, didn't take it. Alex comes back to Merrill. Now Merrill to McEwen to set it up at 19 to shoot. USU by 2. McEwen over the left, back to Barnabas. Barnabas to the right to Merrill. Merrill didn't take the shot. Now a 3 on the right-hand angle. Got it. Sam Merrill. Double figures, first time in his Aggie career. 56-51, pretty efficient. He hadn't played a lot of time tonight for 10 points.
That's a key word for him, efficient, smart. He plays the game.
Lewis off to Lynn. Lynn didn't take that 3, bounces into the Aggie big guy and then goes back outside between the arcs, comes cross court. Okawuba will drive to the basket and slice it up there and miss it, and Barnabas boards.
That was good defense by Barnabas.
Gore gets it off now to McEwen, who brings it all the way. The shovel back to Barnabas. Barnabas drives to the right, leaves it back to McEwen on the right. McEwen behind the back dribble with 21 to shoot. Now McEwen crossover. McEwen goes in, slices underneath, puts up a spinning runner. That was a bad shot.
Yep. Too much.
Yep.
Too much.
Okawuba front court, long 3 by Isaboa, air ball, but rebounded by Tark underneath the basket, and Barnabas fouled him. I guess they called it on Dargington. I thought it was Barnabas was there, but it was Alexis who gets the foul. That's his second, so Alex gets the foul. Out of bounds, common foul on the air ball. The foul resets the shot clock, even though he missed it all.
That's right, yeah.
They inbound under the basket, a slice to Coleman, and another foul.
Wake
Alex.
up. We have to wake up, had our backs to the ball.
So now all of a sudden Dargington has 3 fouls just like that, and Quinn Taylor with 3 is going to have to come into the game. That'll put Tim Coleman back at the foul line. He just barely came back into the game with his foul difficulties at 13:09 to play. 56-51, so the Aggies have scored the last 5 after it was tied at 51 all. Now Coleman can break that run by Utah State right here. His free throw is no good. Rolled around like it might go and then didn't. It's 2 out of 4. Okay, Dargington out and Quinn Taylor back in. Remember, it's Daryl's Appliance for new appliances. Daryl's on Airport Road in Benson, beautiful downtown Benson, for everything you're looking for appliances, and also great repairs from Daryl's Appliance. All right, one more from Coleman. High archer got it. And now Shaquan Gibbs comes back into the game. So the Aggie run of 5 cut off and a 4-point USU lead with 13:09. McEwen looking to Tim Duryea for the set. Play call. Quinn Taylor over on the left to Merrill. Merrill off the screen. 16-footer down the middle. Merrill, yes, he's got it going tonight. 12 for Sam. 58-52. Here is Namon Lynn way out on the right side. Tried to get it off, and McEwen got a piece of it, swiped it, grabbed by Perry. Nice job, McEwen.
Well, there's the hustle we need. That's the momentum we haven't had.
McEwen brings it, gets the ball. They're going to call the foul. I thought he was just going to maybe call a jump ball, but they're going to say no, it's on Namon Lynn.
A little out of control, but we're okay.
So Lynn gets his second foul, 5 team fouls on both sides now, with the Aggies up 6 and 12-38, or 6, and the ball to be inbounded by McEwen for USU. Goes in the corner, Barnabas. Off to Sam Merrill, who's got the hot hand. Merrill gets it back on the left. They get on him. Now Merrill outside the arc, skips it cross court, and Julian Perry gets it. And Jew gives the ball back on the wing now, handed to McEwen, backs over the left-hand side, Merrill. Now they set up a 16 to shoot. Now Perry brings it over to the left side, comes back to the right to McEwen. Corner goes to Merrill. Merrill skip it cross court to Julian Perry. Looked at the 3, didn't take it, drives, go to the basket, and get hammered there and lost the ball, but he stepped out of bounds as he finally did lose it out of bounds. So it looked like he traveled, he got away with that, and then he got the ball loose, and then he couldn't pick it up clean before he stepped out of bounds. So Julian tried to drive. He was the only guy on the other side of the floor. Everybody else is over here on this side.
Should have shot the 3. It was set up for an open 3.
And Julian, of course, good 3-point shooter at 34% last year. 12 minutes to play in the ball game. Still a 6-point lead, Utah State. Lewis flare pass down the middle of Coleman. He likes to drive it, and he drives it against Barnabette. He puts it up too hard, and we got a rebound foul called on Quinn Taylor. Oh my. Quinn had the man blocked out, and he's just laying on him, and they called Quinn for the 4th foul. So we'll get a timeout on the floor with 11:51 to play. 58-52 is the score. Utah State by 6 in the timeout. This is the Aggie Basketball Network. .76 tonight. Jazz trail the Grizzlies right now early in the first quarter, 5:15 to go, 20-15. And New Mexico has a 22-13 lead on Houston Baptist with 9.5 to play, and the Mountain West team's playing. Air Force 20. Jacksonville's 13, 7:50 to play in the first half, and Wyoming 16, Montana 9. They're playing at Montana tonight, that game.
That's a tough place.
10:44, that's always a tough place. You've been there before.
Yeah, I sure have.
Blue Spinks, the best vape shop in Utah. They're in Providence. Again, adult products and all your vices done better at the Blue Spinks. Bring you the Aggie game, and NJIT will inbound the ball on the baseline. 11:51 to go. They inbound to Coleman. He shoots from 15 on the left side. It's no good, too hard. It's slapped out of bounds by Lewis. So the Aggies will get it. 11:48 left, 58-52 USU. Merrill, the leading scorer for the Aggies, the freshman with 12, and the other freshman, McEwen, has 11.
Yeah, our freshman team's doing well. The rest of them got to join the crew.
Dribble drive by Merrill for a minute, and then he goes back free throw line pass to Norby. Janicek goes over to McEwen on the left side. Again, Rector with 3 fouls on the bench. Dribble drive by McEwen, leaves it back. Barnabette for 3 down the middle. Gore, no. Rebound, Abdul Lewis. Gets it for NJIT to Coleman. Gets it quickly front court to Gibbs, who drives around everybody and hooks it up. Nice shot from the left-hander. Shaquan Gibbs. He has 4 points in the game, and it's 58-54. 11:10 to play. Utah State by 4. Norby, top of the key, Janicek. Flare pass off to Barnabas, 16-footer by Gore. This time won't drop. It was right in there and it wouldn't go. And then it was kind of touched by Janicek out of bounds. Barnabas hit those shots first half, not this half.
Yeah, need to be careful.
Now 11:01 to go. 58-54. NJIT brings the ball down 4. Lynn front court. He had the hot first half for a while. There was 16. Now it's 18, I think it is. Top of the key, and we got a foul away, and it's on Norby for holding on to Lewis. Janicek with his second.
It's about time. Come on, Shane.
So Rector is going to come in. That's what Rod's reacting to as he comes to the scorer's table. And Barnaba will go out, so the Aggies go small.
He needs to learn to play with a little foul trouble and dish the ball and get this thing organized. A little lack of organization, leadership.
Abdul Lewis at the foul line. They're now 10 out of 14 at the foul line. The Aggies are 10 out of 15, and Lewis dances everywhere, and it finally goes in. It went right, it went left, it hit the glass, and it finally went in. 59-55, and it's going to be Ndari with the 4 fouls. Ndari to come in one more time maybe for him here. If Lewis makes the free throw, he'll be out of the game. He is. So Mohamed Ndari comes back into the game at 58-56. They bring it back to 2 again.
Yeah.
Second half much different than the first, and we have 10:45 to play. This is a team with experience like the Aggies and some new guys like the Aggies that they're really high on, and we've seen that. Janicek screens for Jalen Moore. They go off to McEwen, back to Jalen. Jalen drives, gives it back to Kobe out front. Kobe steps to the basket, gets bumped, passes it back, a dribble drive, Shane Rector, hangs underneath, throws to Janasek. Janasek in traffic. They go for the steal, they get it, and a foul. So they steal from Norby, and then his reach in, he is called for the foul, and I think that'll be free throws at the other end.
The ball is down on the floor at 6'11".
You got to keep it up. Yep.
He fed him that nice pass. He needed to just go straight up, but he was a little far under the basket.
So now Janasek has 3 fouls, 3 for Rector, 4 for Quinn Taylor, 3 fouls for Dargenton as well. Going back to review to make sure that I think the right foul was called on that play. I think on the right guy, but it was Norby who lost the ball, and then I think I saw him slap the arm, it looked like, of the man trying to escape. Maybe they're trying to see who the foul shooter should be, too. So that's only this. So it's a loose ball, and it's not a free throwing. Foul was called, but they're just going to give it to them, 58-56.
Let's see, what is that called?
So they call it a player control foul. I guess some kind of, I didn't think that was an offensive foul. It looked like a reach.
Yeah, I'm trying to think through that.
58-56, 2-point lead. They get the ball, though, and the
there
Aggies
was no
have
control, I guess.
I guess not. Aggies have committed 8 fouls. All right, Benderi, the high post man, hands it off to Lynn. His long launch 3 on the right wing, in and out. And Sam Merrill fights for it, and Gore, it's Janasek who came up with the ball and flips it off to McEwen. Now McEwen front court. Kobe comes cross court to Merrill at top of the key. Sam hands it back now to Rector to set it up. Rector off the screen from Janasek. Gets it back to Jalen Moore down the middle, almost slides, but he spins away from his man. Gets it off down to a driving McEwen who gets pounded, didn't get the basket, and no harm, no foul, they said. Then he rips the ball away. Benderi does. Aggies need to get back. Lynn's in the front court. Lynn's attacking, but he hasn't got numbers. He goes to Coleman out front, the long 3, and he's got it. And they have the lead for the first time in the game. So a 3-pointer by Coleman gives them the 1-point lead, and we have a timeout on the floor with 9:39 to play. NJIT leads by 1, 59-58, back in 30 seconds on the Aggie Basketball Network. Basketball leader. He had made 349 coming into the game. He's now got 351 with 2 tonight. Yeah. Again, they're only 5 of 22 from 3, but boy, when they've made them and counted, they're still at 43%, which isn't great. But the Aggies just do not have, like you said, any flow of the offense, even though they're shooting 21 out of 40.
That's right. They're shooting well, but their play, the rest of the game is not so well. And we're not getting the inside play.
Nope. Their zone defense has held it more outside.
Yep.
And then when you penetrate, now they're going to call the arm bar right there after they haven't called much all night. Called the foul on the, Okawuba gets the foul, his second. That'll be the 16th foul. Aggies have 18 fouls with 9.5 to play. Stats brought to you by Cache Valley Bank. Loans, deposits, personal banking. They'll talk to you about all your financial needs. Utah State trailing by 1, first time in the game. Posted up Norby, in traffic, turns, put it up, get it partially blocked, and it still went in. It almost hung up there. Norby Janasek has 10, and 60-59. Utah State back up by 1, 9:13 to play. Benderi, the flare pass, inside goes to Coleman. He spins around on Merrill, and Merrill's going to get called.
Good call.
He spun one way and spun the other way.
Yep. Jumped around.
Yep, he did.
When you jump, you've lost your pivot foot somewhere.
That is the 9th turnover on the Highlanders of NJIT. USU by 1. And it's McEwen at the top of the key. Janasek with a screen, so McEwen explodes to the basket, tried to throw it. Norby got deflected, picked up by Merrill, goes cross court to Rector. Shane Rector with 13 to shoot. Rector now drives, goes to the basket, hangs, puts up a runner off the glass, no good, a kind of a tough angler. Coleman gets it off, driving to the basket is Okanuba, and he scoops it up and in, and a foul on Jalen. So Okanuba gets the basket, and Jalen just didn't get set up to take it. It's his first foul.
He gave it away too much. I mean, you know, get out there.
So 61-60 with the basket by a senior out of East Brunswick, New Jersey. He's a senior. Isaboa is a senior. Lynn is a senior. Coleman is a senior for them. Everybody else a sophomore or a freshman. That one junior doesn't play much. Free throw is good. 2-point lead. Their biggest lead of the night right now at 62-60 with 8:39 to play here in the Spectrum. Well, they got a lot of playing time. That this Benderi with 4 fouls is in there, keeping Lewis on the bench. A 3-pointer by Rector. Good! Boy, the Aggies needed that one. And Shane Rector's first basket of the game. He's got 2 free throws.
That's a help right there.
So the Aggies up by 1 at 63-62 with 8:20. Rugged second half for USU after a really good first half. Top of the key Gibbs, free throw line extended to the right, posted up Coleman on Merrill, and that's a big, strong body on Sam. Squares up on Sam, wants to drive him. He backs in, he hooks him. That's supposed to be a foul. They don't call it. The rebound off to Jalen Moore. Moore bringing, passes the ball to Julian. Didn't catch it clean, but he goes to the basket and scores it anyhow. Now the Aggies up 3.
That's a nice 5-point turn right there. They need to pick it up on the D.
Coleman's hooked him, and that's supposed to be a foul now. 65-62. Coleman out top of the key, fakes the handoff, low pass. Okanuba over on that right wing, free throw line extended, comes top of the key, gets it over in the corner. Gibbs is the driver. Now Okanuba for 3 out front. He missed it. Long rebound goes to Sam Merrill for the Aggies. Gets it front court to Rector. Rector on the right. Rector looks for Norby, goes to Norby with a pass. About 10 feet out, goes against the big guy, spins back now and hooks it with the left hand. No, couldn't get it in, but he got the 5th foul of the game.
Yeah, that's what they needed to do. He's had 4 for a long time.
But again, the other player who'll come in for him is a better player for sure. But again, Benderi fouls out with 7:20 to play the ball game. We get the timeout with 7:20 left, and it's the Ags 65 and the Highlanders of NJIT 62 on the Utah State Aggie Network. First lead of the game was 59-58 on the Coleman 3 at the 9:39 mark. In the last 2 minutes and some odd seconds, it's been kind of going back and forth a little. One of the keys now, with the zone, they're rebounding well better when the Aggies do miss or when they miss even.
I was just going to mention that the one statistic that's shrunk considerably is the rebound margin, 25-29 at this point in time. We had a big rebound margin in that.
Aggies lead by 4 there. 9 turnovers to 12. The Aggies have the 12. Aggies are 7 of 18 from 3, 39%, which isn't bad at all. And 24-44 from the field, 55%, which isn't bad at all. And they're holding them to 42%, which isn't bad. But again, they've taken 12 more shots than Utah State.
That's an interesting thing.
And they're now 13 of 17 at the foul line because remember they got to the free throw bonus earlier than the Aggies this half. All right, Norby Janicic is 2 for 2 in the game, and he gets to shoot 2 free throws here with 7:20 to play, and Utah State lead is 3. Stats for Cache Valley Bank, and the free throw is missed. I wasn't even close. For the guy who's played for some national teams, Slovenia, played over in Slovakia, make it. He's also been in Spain, and as he told us, Germany as well. He makes the second. So now Gore Barnaba will come in for Norby. So Norby had 10 in the first game, 11 this game. The Aggies extend a little pressure here at 66-62 with Jalen in the middle of that pressure in the backcourt. Now Coleman steps across the timeline, almost walked to do it, and then Lynn for the long three drills it.
He's 2 steps back at the three-point line. That's the NBA three.
Devon Lynn with the three, and it's a one-point game just like that with 7 minutes to play. Lynn up now to 25 points, 66-65. Rector free throw line Barnaba. Three-pointer Jalen on the left side. He's got it. So Jalen now to double figures, 69-65.
He needs to come alive a little bit. Very average game for him tonight.
Okay. Isaboa gives it up to Lynn. Another launch three on the left angle. No good this time. Jalen boards. A couple guys go down, and Jalen lost the pass outlet, but it's picked up by Rector. And now Rector attacks around 2 or 3 guys. Keeps the ball alive. Front court to Julian. Perry drives and stumbles and fell down and traveled before he could pass the ball.
Where was he going?
I don't know where Julian was headed there either.
There was nowhere there.
He's trying to say he got bumped on the play, but he just lost his footing.
We just had a cutter go through there. It was over, and, get the ball.
69-65 to score. 4-point lead USU with 6:23 left to play in the Spectrum. All right, Lynn across the timeline. Lynn over to the right. Lynn penetrates on Rector and lost the ball. Nobody picked it up. And then Lewis on the floor had it. Was ripped away by Moore. Jalen takes it down on Coleman, and Coleman fouls him. Go to the basket. With 2 free throws for Moore. Tim Coleman will get his 4th foul of the game on that drive. Boy, Jalen was strong taking that ball away from Lewis on the floor.
Was he ever? Yeah, that's good.
That's the 10th turnover on NJIT. It'll be Jalen at the foul line. Jalen tonight 1 out of 2. So that makes him 10 of 12 on the season at the foul line. So Moore has 12, Merrill has 12, and Janicek 11, and McEwen 11. So the balance continues, and Jalen's free throw is good. It almost wanted to come out the front side. 5-point Aggie lead. Perry out. And Merrill returned?
Yep, Merrill's back for Perry.
Okay. So it's Rector and Merrill at the guard spots.
Amazing to me, with 6 minutes to go in the game, we have no one foul out, and the fouls have been abundant.
Tons. Well, we've had the one guy foul out. Their backup.
Oh, that's right. The big guy.
71-65. The backup garbage man. He's already.
Yeah.
He's
gone. He's the first one.
6 minutes to play in the ball game. Aggies in man-to-man. They pass it high post to Lewis. Flares it up to Lynn. Lynn drives on Rector underneath and puts up a one-line side, hit the side of the backboard, and Lynn then touched it after hitting the side of the backboard and knocked it out of bounds. Dargington contested.
Yeah, he touched it.
He's our best shot blocker, individually shot blocker, but we've seen some good from the backsides in this one too. All right, USU's lead 6. We go under 6 minutes. Rector brings for the Aggies. They go back to man-to-man defense now.
Okay, now get executing here.
Here's Dargington underneath to a posted Moore, who backs in, can't shoot it. Merrill can from the right wing, no good this time.
Get up.
That was Merrill's, first miss of the night? Yep, it was his first miss of the night. 6-point ball game. Lynn for an open 3 down the middle, got it. Threw it in from the hip. 71-68. Back to 3. 5:24 left. Utah State with the lead. Sam Merrill to Jalen Moore, top of the key. Left-hand side to Rector. Rector back on the left to Merrill. Touch it inside to Gore Barnaba. Barnaba in the deep block. And then a 10-foot hook. Good. Turnaround push. Barnaba's double figures. That's 5. Dribble drive. Okanuba fouled though by Dargington. That'll be his 4th.
He's got to get his feet moving just a little bit.
Because he's a quick guy too.
He's quick, but he's having a hard time at the 18-foot mark to get moving.
So it'll be 2 shots the rest of the ball game. Rob Okawuba will be at the foul line. He's got 1 made free throw in the game. He has 9 total. 73-68. With that last basket by Barnaba, the free throw is good. So now Kobe McEwen checks back in for Alex Dargington.
That puts Moore at a 4 now, and Merrill probably playing the 5.
Second one, Barnabas, Merrill playing the 3. Both free throws in. Okawuba makes it 73-70 with 5 minutes left in the contest. Still up for grabs. Aggies and NJIT, a team that won 20 games last year.
They're a good team. There's nothing wrong with
now
this.
We got a foul called, and Jalen trying to get through. called it on Okawuba, and that'll be his third personal foul, and that will put the Aggies to 1-1. Well, I guess that's the 8th foul. They were already there. 4:53 left.
Okay,
got to make some free
check time now.
Aggies are 13 of 19 free throwing, 15 of 19 for NJIT. So the Aggies had a pretty good free throw shooting game against Irvine, not quite as good tonight. All right, Jalen is 3 out of 4. Jalen Moore, 14 points in the ball game, leads the Aggies. Free throw by Jay, good. All right, Aggie basketball brought to you by Cubex, the revolution in exercise and fitness. That 30-minute workout process, so easy that even a child could follow it. Search out CubexFitness.com, find out more about you getting in shape. This time of year, people think about that. Both in by Moore, the senior, and makes it a 5-point USU lead, 75-70 with 4:50 left. Park gives it up between the circles. And then Isabua gives the ball off at the top of the key to Lewis. Hand the ball back to Tark now. Tark goes against Merrill, and a reach in by Merrill, even though Tark had lost the ball on a kind of a rocking dribble there.
There was hardly any contact. He fell into him.
He did. He lost control of his footing. He was rocking with the ball, and Sam gets called for it.
That's a tough call.
Showing the replay, the crowd didn't like it, but here's Tark at the foul line. Anthony Tark is, again, we mentioned Gaithersburg in Maryland, left-hand shooter, and he misses the free throw. He does have 6 points in this game. He had 13 in their opener against Sarah Lawrence. 75-70. We knew it was going to be a tougher game than Irvine. Without Irvine's best player and what they had going on, it was going to be a harder game for the Aggies tonight in the second one. Tark's second one, he makes 1 out of 2. So now he goes out and Coleman is in. 4:37 left, still lots of time. 75-71 Aggies with the lead. All right, across the timeline, Rector to Jalen. Right-hand wing to McEwen. Out front, Barnaba. Back cut by Merrill, not there. Now Rector will drive. Probe to the basket. Put it up on the move and get fouled by Lewis.
Now let's see if he can make some.
So Abdul Lewis gets his 4th foul. So right now in the game, Coleman 4, Lewis 4 for NJIT. For the Aggies, Taylor 4, Dargington 4 for the Aggies.
I'd say they're a little more crucial for them than us.
That's the foul situation right now. Again, both teams are shooting 2 the rest of the ball game. Aggies will get the next tie up. And then Rector fires in the 3 after he missed his last 2. So Rector now with 6 points in the game. Rector also has 5 assists, and he's made both free throws. The 77-71 Aggie lead now with 4:23 to go. Got to get some D going here.
Yeah, got to play good, solid D. Get the boards.
Lynn with 28. Yo-yo in between the circles. And he hasn't shot a lot of shots either. Posted up is Lewis on Jalen. No, it's Coleman on Jalen. Turns around on Jalen. Back, steps, goes into Jalen, goes under the basket, gets cut off and has to throw it off at Jalen Moore out of bounds to save him with 10 on the shot clock. Jalen just stayed right with him and stayed right on the floor.
Very good defense.
Now 10 to shoot. The inbound with 4:03. They want to go back to Lynn, I thought quickly. They didn't. Now Coleman comes back to Lynn. Lynn will shoot for 3 in traffic, and he made it with a guy on him. He's got 31.
Yeah, he's a shooter.
He has made 10 of 20 shots. 77-74. Sam Merrill. Or Barnaba out front. Wing it goes. Dribble drive. Rector probes, doesn't shoot it, but goes to Merrill for 3 on the left wing. He rolled it around. Assist by Rector.
Nice shot for a freshman.
80-74. Now Lynn tries to go, and it's picked his pocket by Merrill. Gets it off to Rector. Rector behind him. Gives it to Merrill between the legs, and then Merrill lost control of the ball, but got it to Moore underneath, who can't finish under the basket, but he got fouled underneath by Lynn. Damon Lynn will get the foul. Damon Lynn gets his 3rd. Timeout.
That was a great pass.
Because Merrill almost had lost it, then he got it underneath there to Jalen Moore.
Yeah, he bounced past it through the big boys.
3:24 left, USU 80 and NJIT 74. Free throws for Moore when we come back, and the Aggies lead it on the Aggie Basketball Network. 32 with 8:20 to go. Grizzlies in the second quarter have the lead in that one, so there's your updated. Besides, 80-74 if you're just tuning in. Utah State by 6 in a close game here in the second half, Coach.
They played a little bit better down the last 7-8 minutes.
Now Jalen Moore shoots 2 free throws, and the free shot is good. He rattled that one in, so Moore's starting to make his head foul. Jalen now 6 of 7 tonight after 9 of 10 at Irvine, so he's got 17. He does have 6 rebounds tonight and 4 assists. And Jay gets them both. So Jalen get closer to that. It's 82-74. The Aggies get an 8-point lead, the biggest lead anybody's had for quite a long time, and 3:19 to go. See if they get some stops. All right. Trying to give up the ball, Okawuba. He does. Off the screen comes to Lynn for the 3-point launch. Off the curl, he scores it, and another timeout. And Lynn has 34 points.
That was an incredible shot. He came off that screen hard. All his momentum was away from the basket. He squared up and drilled that.
What a performance.
It is.
He's
fantastic.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
They said he's the leading 3-point guy in the nation. You can see why.
Yeah, I'll be rooting for him for the rest of the year.
6 of 15. He has 34 points, 11 of 21. Overall, they have now hit 9 of 28 threes, which is still not a great percentage. You throw him out, and they are 3 for 13.
Yeah, that's where they are. But we got 4 fouls on him too, don't we?
No, he only has 3.
He only has 3.
There's not many guys in the game who don't have 3.
That's right.
There have been a lot of fouls called. Right now, a total between the two teams of 43 fouls in the game. Now, the officials early are working on some things, and they've heard new things, and they're supposed to look for things, and we get a lot more fouls early than later in the year. 82-77, so that 8-point lead goes back to 5 quickly. Sam Merrill's had a great night. Gives it up Barnaba, and it to Rector on the wing. Rector probing on the right, Barnaba out front. Gore gives it up to Jalen Moore. Jalen hands off to McEwen on the left-hand wing. Kobe over the left, he penetrates, he goes underneath, power move, score. Drive and bucket for McEwen. Better, more control and strong. 84-77. Neither team could stop the other side right now. That's a lot of points too. And again with the foul, and they get an inside pass, and so we get the foul early before the shot attempt by a posted up.
Got that.
Osa Isaboa got the foul on Sam Merrill. That'll be his third. So it will be Osa Isaboa will be at the foul line. Oh, it was, I'm sorry, it was Rob Okawuba. I thought it was the other guy that we got foul posted up. But Okawuba misses the free throw. So he made his first 3 at the foul line. Hey, right now, Pier 49 Pizza sounds great. The home of the best sourdough pizza in the town. Give them a call at Pier 49 Pizza to enjoy great pizza during the Aggie game. Pier 49, 1 free throw in. And Okawuba. And it's an 84-78 Aggie lead with 2.5 to play. Rector to Jalen Moore. 1 timeout left for NJIT. 2 for the Aggies. Merrill to Barnaba, top of the key. Free throw line extended right to Rector, back up front to Moore. Jalen gives to McEwen. McEwen back to Jalen, and Jalen for 3 on the left wing. He missed it. Back rimmer. He wanted it. Goes way to the corner. Okawuba picks it up. Front court gives to Coleman. Coleman goes down to the left side, low block, and then dribbles it out of there and gets it back up between the circles. Okawuba with the ball, and we go under 2 minutes to play. High post pass to Lewis, and it poked out of Lewis's legs out of bounds. That be thrown low, and Lewis kind of kneed it out of bounds. Unforced turnover.
One-handed bounce pass, and didn't like the pass.
So the turnovers are now 12 for New Jersey Institute of Technology and 13 for the Aggies. Jalen Moore flare pass over to Barnaba. Now it's off to Rector on the left-hand side. Shot clock at 19. Down the middle, McEwen for 3 on the move! 87-78, 9-point lead Aggies.
Yeah, that's a comeback, good comeback inside the game.
Coleman, top of the key, look out. Lynn's shooting from anywhere as we see. Gibbs gets the ball back from Lynn with 16 to shoot. Now top of the key, Okawuba, they got to get Lynn. You'd think they'd run something for Lynn. Here it comes. There he got a double screen. He shoots the 3 on the left side. He missed it this time. And Merrill gets the rebound off to Rector. And Rector takes his time bringing it up with 1:10, and the Aggies lead by 9. 87-78. Barnaba top of the key. They went for the steal. They didn't get it. Now it's Moore. Moore gets it on the baseline. Dribble drive. McEwen, left-hand layup. Good! 89-78 as we go under a minute. The Aggies lead by 11 and a timeout for NJIT. So Kobe now with 18 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He's 8 for 13 shooting. Look at the scoring balance tonight, too. Janicek 11, Barnaba 11. Between that spot, kind of the two of them. 18 McEwen, 15 Merrill, 18 Jalen Moore, 34 for Lynn for NJIT.
A little different.
And the Aggies up 11.
Nice night for those two breakers.
And then Bristol University coming in here Wednesday. We were told this week that the NCAA took the designation of being an NCAA team away from Bristol, so it becomes an exhibition game. That'll be Wednesday night, but Bristol will be here. That being out, man. It's before the season started. There's something in what they've done before, or whatever, trying to be an NCAA team, but not even Division III anymore. I think is where they were before, 2 or 3. But they're here Wednesday. Another chance for this Aggie team to play this NBA schedule, like I said at the top with Tim. I mean, 6 games in 13 days.
Yeah.
That's like the NBA plays.
Why not get started, get after it, huh?
And then December will be a lot of time where they will be having more practice time and being able to refine some things towards they get ready to league play.
I like the schedule. I think it's good.
Home games still New Orleans, Indiana State, Weber State to come here.
Yeah.
Besides Idaho State's a really good team on Saturday night.
I enjoyed watching them play at New Mexico.
Oh, that Telfair's a player.
Oh, okay.
Triple-double at New Mexico the other night. 56.8 to go. All right, Oklahoma gets it inbounds to Gibbs. They got to attack quickly. All right, gets it to Lynn down the middle. Lynn comes over to the left. Lynn sends to the free throw line. A pass back to Gibbs for 3. He missed it. McEwen taps it off to Barnaba. Barnaba's fouled. I think Lewis might have fouled out of the game now. Yep, he has. That'll be Abdul Lewis's 5th personal foul with 45 seconds. So Abdul Lewis, who scored 7 points a game and 7 rebounds at South Alabama and then sat out last year going back home to the Newark, New Jersey area to play for this team. 7 points tonight in the game.
He's a good big body for him.
He had 4 rebounds. Well, he's their only real bigger body. He's a lanky guy, not a real strong guy. And again, I would imagine in that league they play in, a lot of the teams are like this in the Atlantic South. That's this kind of
they're picked second?
They are picked 3rd this year. They were 2nd last year. Lord Barnaba missed the free throw. That's his first miss as an Aggie. He was 2 for 2 earlier in the first half. 45 seconds to play. Utah State 89-78. Barnaba's next one good. Gore with a nice night. Merrill a nice night. McEwen. And of course, Jalen Moore as usual. Between the circles, Okuwubo over on the right, Coleman down the middle, 38 seconds to play in the game. Coleman for 3 on Jalen Moore out front, drains it. They can't stop the clock though. 90-81, an inbounds play and a foul called as Tark is holding on to Rector.
Rector should be in double figures too. This might make him up to 9, and then free throws he's missed, he should have.
Yep. Rector would have been in double figures if he wouldn't miss those free throws earlier, but he's 7 and 7 on points and assists tonight.
It makes a big difference. I made a comment earlier in the game about the fact we missed his kind of stability, ball movement, and then
look at Jalen's night as Shane shoots the free throw in. 18, 6 rebounds, 5 assists.
Yeah, excellent.
For Jalen Moore. Rector with 8.
And McEwen's line is impressive. Merrill's line, what's he got?
Merrill is 5 of 6, 3 boards, and 1 assist. Whole free throws in, 92-81. Here's Lynn for 3 across the timeline. This time no good. Jalen Moore rebounds, the shot clock's off. And a reach-in foul on Tark. And Coach Brian Kennedy didn't want any more fouls. He just is yelling at his freshman for fouling Jalen Moore right there. So 92-81. A lot of points for the Aggies to score tonight, right, Doug? A lot of points tonight.
Lots of points.
When the last time we were at 92? Looking that up to see. Okay, that's the big game at Colorado State when everybody was good.
Yeah,
that was something. That was 96-92, wasn't it? Chris Smith's big game, free throw. Jalen, and hit every part of the rim, and then it finally went in. So Jalen's going to get close to 20.
He's going to get his 20 right here.
So he starts with a 22-point game. Again, that would put him within 3 of his dad if he gets it. He doesn't. He's going to stay at 19. He missed the second free throw. 93-81. Three-pointer Coleman across the timeline. Banks it in. Didn't call the bank. 20 seconds to play in the ball game. Inbound the ball to Rector. Tark is right in his face. Now they trap him. And now Rector turns around and the Aggies call the timeout because Rector was trapped in the back court. So 93-84 the score with 15 seconds to play. It will be on the end line, they say, for the inbounds play coming up. I think Michigan State's won a few championships.
They have. They got into the thing.
All right, Barnabas inbound the ball, gets it to Rector. Rector goes back to Barnabas in the backcourt. Thor comes back to Rector. 10 seconds to play. Rector goes cross court to Merrill. Merrill keeps it away from him in the front court. Throws it back to Rector. The shot clock will run out here. And it's 93-84 for Utah State with the win over NJIT. They made a battle of it. They actually got a 2-point lead. I think was the biggest lead they had in the ball game. 2-point lead with 8:39 to play. The Aggies had a 14-point lead that went down to being behind and had to rally back and win it. The Aggies do.
Yeah, it ended up being just like the coaches predicted. That is up and down. Tim was going to run with them, and I think it was good that they did. But they had their rough spots. Great depth. Great depth. I mean, if you look at the nine players deep, made a big difference tonight.
Let's take a timeout for station identification for 10 seconds. You're listening to Aggie Basketball. And the Aggies are 2-0 on the season as they beat a pretty good athletic, really quick, interesting basketball team in NJIT who makes the long trip out here from Newark, New Jersey, and the Aggies win it tonight. Final score 93-84. Post-game coming up next. We'll take a timeout and be back. This is the Aggie Basketball Network. Do you want to talk to Kobe? Do you want to talk to...
Workers' Conference.